The tee from the USA, Nelly Korda.
Expectations. Just getting clarification from Jason Haggerty in terms of aim point here.
Yeah, just hit it in that massive area. 139 yards worth. Good thing though, when you get fairways like this, it is very important to have that focal point because you can get carried away.
Someone that can hit that right to left shot. Sorry, we just go to Iona.
145 for Nelly. Beautiful, smooth rhythm in that golf swing. I think she's up for the challenge today.
That she is. That is a fabulous start from Nelly Korda, who doesn't waste time, Trish, when she's got her time to play.
No, actually, this is a really quick group, and unfortunately, well, they probably are going to be waiting most of the time because all three of them are pretty quick players.
But that's a confident start from the world number one.
It is a little bit like shelling peas for her at the moment. After a performance which was magic in Paris, we go down to Nelly Korda now, and an excellent chance at her opening hole as well.
Slippery little one for Nelly here. Down the slope with the wind from right to left.
Yeah, I think it's very important for Nelly to get off to a good start with the putter today. I've no doubt she'll play well tee to green, but the putter has been the club that's been the nemesis for the last 2 to 3 months, especially short putts, and that's not easy.
Such a game, links golf for interpretation. Nothing to interpret about the year of Nelly Korda, though. It's been good. Maybe an understatement.
It's been good.
It's been amazing.
Talk about hard taskmaster.
That wind is just, yeah, I like that color.
This tee shot here, just slightly left of good, I would say, but keeps it out of that fairway bunker that we think Lilia with more pace there.
Good mess for Nelly Korda down the left-hand side. Ball lying okay in the first cut, 148.
Yep, lovely approach shot, hit cracker into the first, and another really good iron shot into...
Now a 2 on the 2. A 3 on the 2 rather is a very good score, and this is makeable. She can be aggressive into the wind, up the hill, a little bit of break. Go on. Oh.
Yeah, it's almost reminiscent of this time of the year last year. Nelly Korda, always just such an incredible, consistent ball striker, and just is.
Driver also for Nelly Korda.
Yeah, out with the big dog once again. You can be aggressive in these opening few holes, and you can see she's aiming down the left-hand side. There are bunkers down the right that you must avoid, and the wind's pushing everything over there.
It's always daring to say it's good until it stops rolling. And I think we can now. So nice to see a lot of young girls. One of those that kind of dots the I's, crosses the T's all the way through a game. It's almost the entire alphabet for a Nelly Korda, and in a good way, this for birdie.
It's the wind that's going to move this more than anything else. Quite a flat putt, but the wind has to touch it from the left.
Yeah, and that's just that's how the story's been going all day, and the same with this tournament, the AIG Women's Open Championship from last year at Walton Heath. So hopefully we can break that spell coming up on the next hole for Ms. Korda.
Yeah, but that's okay. Level par. Par putts, you know, not tap in putts from an inch or two for pars on this particular day. That's okay. Don't have to worry about. I know it can be.
Nelly Korda getting ready to take aim here with the driver at the fourth, and like Jamie said, the wind has died down. It's not consistent, it's inconsistent, still buffeting on and off from the left and hurting. The 14th TV tower you can see in the distance up the left, that's the perfect line off this tee to let the wind bring it back.
looks like Nelly staring this one down. Might be a little on the dangerous side. Easily avoids that gorse though. Just right of the fairway there, so she should be just fine.
Christina, when you...
Good looks a little different today.
Well, the ball's going to be way above the feet here for Nelly Korda. 135 is the number, but often you'd club up because you're gripping so far down. Further left you take this shot, the more you're hitting back into the breeze. Probably a 7-iron. Smooth one, sawn off follow through.
Yeah, very, very good shot there. As you said, Iona, ball well above her feet. It's back-to-back holes that she's had a club twirl going on after impact, and you can see she's very satisfied with where it finished.
It's one of the best club twirls in the game, isn't it, Laura? Very good. It's important to have a good... Well, if you do want to join us, still a couple of tickets available. If you want to come out, you can scan that QR code on the bottom left of screen. You can get a couple, join us for the weekend perhaps. We've got Tom Grennan playing a concert on Saturday night as well. Some loads on offer here at St Andrews this week.
It's going to be a great atmosphere at the weekend, Ali. Live musical, a festival of golf happening here in St Andrews. Nelly Korda, a huge ridge to navigate here, and the wind from the left enhancing that.
Another valiant effort from Nelly there.
Knockdown shot or something off the left as hard as that.
I just used to take extra club really and back of the stance and almost hit it easy and let the strike keep it down, and if you flushed it you could go very long, but I just found it way easier to control the flight.
Another drive for Nelly. You're looking to get up the left half if you can. Everything kind of kicks from left to right. That's in a good spot. On the fifth fairway, I was just hanging on to a bit of hope she might have gone for driver off the deck on this little up slope, but with that wind coming from left to right, probably not the right call. Often do hit the cut with the driver off the deck, so it's the 3-wood. She's got to try and get this up over this hill. Wind's just settled down there. 230-ish to get to the front. Where's this one off to?
It's gone well left, giving herself a lot of green to work with. That's the good thing. There's your angle. Very difficult, just shows how hard it is for a great player like Nelly. Got that one all wrong.
Kill it, but there you go.
It's not lying great over there down the left-hand side for Nelly with the wedge. Ooh.
Yeah, good shot.
Certainly was from out of position. Birdie look coming for Nelly Korda. It'll be a first of the day. She and Charlie Hull all passed to here.
Shen turning in a 69, and after her first birdie of the day, Nelly Korda, she's ready at the 6th, and we say hello to Karen.
Well, good afternoon. And Nelly trying to keep one low into this wind. There's a little bit of movement to the right on it as well. Just got to hold on.
And we say happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. That was a very nice open. Thank you.
Morgan, it's been tough. All right, we go to the 6th and the 2nd for Nelly.
Enough. I mean, it's mostly across, but it's what we want to do, basically. 32 to 35. Where you like it? Yeah, I was looking at like that hole sign back there. You see that black hole sign in the middle of that bush? Yeah.
Seeing a little more left.
That's perfect. Trust your line, Nelly.
Well, Nelly's got a 9-iron out. The actual yardage is 124, so she's playing 10 of wind. Got to aim this one probably 10 yards left of that flag to get it to drift towards it. Flat lie on the fairway, which is a rarity here at St Andrews. Trying to let the wind drift it. Oh.
Short?
I couldn't see it thinner.
Yeah, it is short.
Up that big.
The wind as well had definitely some tough conditions. It did become unplayable. Golf balls moving on the greens, which they were worried could happen today. And so far it has.
Drivable ninth. Nelly for par at the 6th.
Yeah, this was something that I would work on a lot coming into an event like this. These 10-footers at a British Open, relatively straight as well. You're going to have a.
Back on the 7th with Nelly Korda.
And with the wind off the left and into, trying to keep this one down. It's quite a wide fairway, this 7th.
Yeah, get over that ridge and then down into the fairway and short of shell bunker, which you can just see there.
Out on this golf course at St Andrews. You've got the wind on your back, which makes it really even more difficult for right-handed players because it's so easy to lose the ball to the right. And these shots, I mean, Nelly's got a gap wedge here. You really have to buy into the shot and trust that you're going to put the right contact on it. Contact is everything, strike is everything. And you've almost got to give yourself a little bit of grace and forgiveness if you don't quite get the yardage right. It's just so difficult to judge.
Just to the right of Nelly's ball is a ridge, and then it falls down on the other side. So she's okay. She's going to have a look. Back over to 7, and Nelly Korda for birdie.
And she's got a little bit of a bank behind her that will send the ball to the right, back into the wind.
Good try, and dealing with the screens.
So this marquee group waiting at the par 3, 8th, as you turn back around. Hole number 2, just that uncomfortable length. Well, a nice par save, Karen, at the 6th for Nelly after that birdie at 5. Solid par at 7, and now at the 8th.
Nelly's got a 7-iron out. Expect to see this be more of a 3/4 swing. Looks like that, trying to keep it down a bit. She elevated that a bit more than I was expecting with that practice swing.
And yet again, just doesn't. It's not going to stop downwind. The greens were softer. The golf course in general seems a bit softer than when we last played here in 20. Up a fraction short.
Scoring average almost 4 shots over par. Par of 72. Back when they played here in 2007, it was a par 73. They played the 17th as a par 5. It's back to the usual par of 72 in 2013, and Stacey Lewis hit one of the great shots you'll ever see, led to her victory at the 17th hole, a birdie. And now Nelly for birdie at the 8th.
A little bit of a roller coaster, this putt for Nelly, as she gets a massive wind gust. Just hit her on her left shoulder. It's going to be downhill at first, then uphill, and then back downhill to the hole. And the wind just really picked up. That's why she backed off.
Did you ever experiment, Karen, with anything other than a putter from on the green in conditions like these?
Not so much on the green, but I used to change my grip if I needed to have a long putt as opposed to a shorter putt. And I just got hit by that wind and slowed it up so quickly.
Would you tighten your grip? Is that what you meant?
No, I actually went to a normal grip, like that, as if I was using a normal club for a normal shot.
Downwind with that front slope, kicking all the balls over the green. Karen, it's been a tough hole.
It really has. And I think it's the wind direction. It's not being able to hold to the green. It's the slope in the front, and then you get the wind on your back, like Nelly did there.
So back to even. And it has been the putts of that length here.
Certainly rings true.
Oh, Nelly can get it on the green here, Karen.
Yes, she certainly could. She's got to have the same kind of ball flight that Lily had, and she has. This one's riding the wind.
Let's see where it finishes. It's right there. The green starts. Look at that. It's going to go right into the group ahead. Yeah.
Nasa Hataoka.
With Sir Michael, who passed away last year. It was the secretary of the RNA from 1983 to 1999 and was a leading figure of the game, not only over here, but around the world. And now Nelly.
Working pretty hard on the line of this putt. And because it's so windy, you do have to take the gusts into consideration when you look at the line.
All right, so in the fairway, and now Nelly.
Well, and because those bunkers down the right, Nelly has just a fairway wood out. I don't even think this is a 3-wood. I think it's less than that. Well, you've got, well, 233 gets to the bunker on the right, so this should keep it short of that. This is a well-struck low shot.
Yeah, you can't.
Numbers 1 and 2 in the world. Nelly, number 1 longer than any other American, 59 weeks, 22 in a row.
She's going to stay at 1 under par. Good score today. Let's go to 10.
And it is, on a day like this, Karen, about the contact, isn't it?
It really is. Nelly found herself on an upslope there.
Well short.
Just adds that extra bit of height. Gets eaten by the wind.
Got to get the pace right. Let's go back to 10.
How about this third for Nelly?
Well, she's in quite a deep hollow. And then once get on the green, it's downhill to the hole, so looking pretty good.
Anybody better in the game than Nelly?
Well, that's a different type of shot than we are used to seeing Nelly play. This was quite low. And really a bump and run.
Bouncing back.
This is a par putt for Nelly Korda with the Lilia looking on.
And a lot more straightforward right now because of the very little wind at the moment on this green.
We have not said that at all today, have we? Very little wind?
No.
Nice up and down for Nelly.
I can confirm it has not stopped blowing as I look behind me here on 8.
Yeah.
Now, Nelly.
Well, somewhere in between those two would be good. I mean, don't forget, this is a long time to wait to play this shot. And on a green that is particularly difficult, you've got trouble lurking everywhere. You've got bunkers at the front. Going over the back is not good. This one's starting left, trying to work to the right.
We mentioned it earlier. It was
to what Charlie just played. This one is downwind, will move to the right.
Wow, good try. Nelly will make her 3. And she will stay 1 under. Hasn't been to St Andrews since that championship at Kings Barnes. You mentioned Morgan back in 2017 when I
think one of the reasons that players can play
Yes, exactly, yeah.
that can play into the rough is because it's actually quite sparse. That it's it's not too damaging if you're in the rough here at St Andrews.
Karen, has the wind shifted a little bit more to the southwest at all?
I can't really tell. I think it's the same as it has been, just directly across, certainly the same direction it was when I went down through 7 and 8.
The forecast is for it to switch a little bit more from the southwest, which would then make these holes coming back towards the clubhouse play slightly more into the wind.
Nelly said almost word for word what you did, Morgan, that you can have a plan when you get here, but once the tournament begins, the championship begins, and the weather.
But still have to judge the wind correctly.
And here is Nelly just off the fairway.
She's 1 yard closer than Lilia, and she's going with the 9-iron. And it is a very user-friendly hole location. In that front bowl, it's one of those spots that you really feel like you have an opportunity to get close. Oh, and up short again. Just not judging that wind very well right now, Morgan.
Yeah, that's a pretty big misjudge as well. That's misjudged by what looks like 20, 30 yards there. Was there a gust, Karen?
Another look. So it's 6 and 10 and now 12.
It looks like a good move there. It looks like solid contact. Maybe just a little bit.
That they cut the flag down on that part because it's flat around the hole.
Third for Nelly at 12.
There's a little sound slope in front of her. She was hitting that shot there. It's really well judged.
She said she liked being forced to be creative. Lauren Coughlin told me that the conditions today were even worse than last week just because of how hard the wind blew from start to finish this morning. She was out in the first game of the day this morning, and she began on 10. Nelly, she's hanging in there, Karen.
She is, and she hasn't really had her best stuff, hasn't given herself too many opportunities, but she's doing what Nelly does. She's hanging around.
It's a data fight till the end. Just hang tough. It's tough for everyone out there. Obviously, she's playing with Lilia, who is playing very well.
And now Nelly.
I think this is one of those tee shots you just have to commit to. I think with this wind direction today, you aim down the right side and give it a good rip, and you end up exactly where Charlie went. I mean, the ultimate goal is just try and leave yourself as short a shot as you can into this green, because it's quite tricky. And Nelly's done great. Carried the bunker, just ran through the fairway.
Oh, but into the bunkers that pinch in there. That is, big mistake.
She'll be shocked that I don't think she thought she could get that far.
Yeah, I mean, it's 300.
I mean, the lip isn't going to be a problem for her. She's only got 109.
Flip.
Well, all in all, Karen, when you go in a fairway bunker at St Andrews, you can put it on the green. That is a win. Now, Nelly.
I think that was Cheyenne Knight, actually.
Similar kind of putt here. Nelly gave that one plenty.
That was an eagle there for Cassandra Alexander, who's a qualifier. So that was pretty good right in front of Nelly.
Overwhelmed with media obligations and different things like that because she was playing.
Now, Korda for par. Yeah, it's so good. You've got to hold those if you're going to win a major championship. They're so key. She was talking earlier this week about keeping the hands warm. Florida girl.
A couple of weeks ago there in Paris. All right. Nelly Korda, 1 under at 14.
And with the wind off the right, the out of bounds, which runs down the right side of the fairway, isn't quite as scary.
You've got out of bounds and, a number of holes coming in. Nelly can breathe the sun.
That came in with some heat.
And
Now Nelly.
I was going to say, she has a 7 wood. And she has 233, 210 to the front. I think an ideal line is to sit, try and watch the ball falling at about the left edge of the TV tower and let it take the natural slope from the right of the green down to the hole.
She loves this club, this 7 wood. It is one of her favorites in her bag. What a shot.
Interesting to see where that ends up.
With the tap-in eagle she had at Atlanta Athletic Club. Par 5, that 7 wood en route to victory.
Large hotel to the right doesn't move the ball quite as much to the left as you might think.
All right, Nelly Korda at the 14th for eagle.
This should have a bit of left movement in it as it comes off the slope.
So she's going to birdie both of the par 5s, 5 and 14. And here is the world number 1. Sublime at the beginning of the year. One back. After the birdie at 14, Nelly at 15.
Nelly with the driver. There is some trouble down the right.
Can't quite tell exactly where that ended up.
Ready 1. On the LPGA Tour, she was a U.S. Amateur champion, and she was tied for low amateur. Nelly Korda, second at 15. A late club twirl.
That's a great shot, Nelly.
And here, Jason, that's a great shot. Nelly kept her weight really well on her front foot with that severe upslope.
Short, but that's where we want to hit it.
This group teed off close to 130, 120 or so. So 5 hours to get to this point. It's still 3.5 holes to play. Trying to stay warm. Sun. At the end of the day, she'd have said, sure, but 77 for all of them. Nelly for another birdie at 15. How about Nelly's day?
Yeah, it's been okay. She's only missed a handful of green right there. You can see how narrow it is. There's no room for error up the right. I can tell you that from experience.
Sorry, Morgan, I was having a little chuckle there because I'm right there with you with that no room up the right.
It's one of my vivid memories, one of my 4 tee shots on this 16th hole.
I mean, Nelly's looking to hit a big draw here. This one's really aiming down that right side. In fact, this one's starting over the fence line, needs a bit of wind help to put it back in bounds.
Oh. Anxious moments.
That's just fine now. And a good angle to the left hole location. Flirting with a bit of
Nelly, with that line she took. But you're right about this golf course. The more down the right you take it, the better your angles into the flags often are. Only 84 for Nelly.
Oh, did that nick the stick? Oh, no. Beauty. Chance to get to 3 under.
Yeah, just another really solid swing. She works so hard with Jamie Mulligan, her coach, on trying to stay clean. Brett Lederer's out here this week. He said they...
It is right at 7 p.m. local time. We're going to finish this group. It's a little bonus coverage here. In addition to the 7 hours we were scheduled to be on the air, Nelly for her birdie to get to 3.
And this will be a really solid, one of those rewarding. Oh, it's a shame. You know, when you take that risk with the tee shot, you kind of want to walk away with that birdie.
Yeah, that look says it, doesn't it? So
just
slow,
leave it
she says.
short. As it gets even later in the day, they're getting slower. But, I mean, to Karen's point there, you know, from the time that these players teed off, the scoring average has gone out of the tournament on the first round. Those nerves and the pressure are gone.
Nelly lets it rip.
And this is more down the right side, but catching a little bit of a draw, so really good spot now.
It's just when you can't see the fairway. The number of blind tee shots.
Well, it's easy to say that in the booth, isn't it, Karen, rather than being out there?
It really is. I mean, the beautiful thing is that I remember my rain gear, which is a huge plus for me. Now, Nelly from 184. She was on an upslope.
What a beautiful looking swing that was. Wonderful plane. You could just see it's one of the things that she works on, really trying to stay clean, especially in the transition. And that was nearly perfect from Nelly right there.
Gonna have a great look at birdie.
Play that 18th hole.
Back over to Nelly for a birdie at 17. Yes. And what a group this has been. They have the momentum. And they will hope that the rain isn't heavy when they start tomorrow morning. And the forecast holds true with the breeze laying down early and then kicking up in the afternoon. This was Nelly's approach. It was just perfect, Morgan.
You just tell from her balance, especially in the wind. When the wind's trying to blow you over, nothing was going to disturb her balance. And that perfection right there. The second hardest hole on this golf course, just making it look easy as she did for so much of the first third of this season.
Yeah, winning those 6.
Off the birdie at 17, here is the world #1, Nelly Korda.
I think she's going to bring the heat here. Give this one a good one. Let it ride the wind a little bit. More off the right, as you were saying, Morgan. There's still a hint of help in it, though.
You said bringing the heat, Karen. I wasn't quite sure where that was going to come from. This up the right.
Yep.
Oh, but it is just fine. There's a lot of little moguls there in this fairway. She'll have a good angle to the hole location, pretty much in the center of the green today. Be able to attack the hole location with the wedge.
A lot of players were driving this green or up by the green with their tee shot earlier today when the wind.
And of course, you add in the wind, but it has been really slow and a long day for these players like Nelly, who likes to play so fast.
Certainly played pretty quickly there too. She was ready to go, giving Lilia a little bit more time to get her number.
Japanese major champion this year, maybe. Nelly for birdie.
She knows it's going to break left.
Oh, it breaks right in. Nelly Korda ties the lead and shoots 68. She birdies 17 and 18. The world #1 looking every bit of it here at the Old Course.
Jason told me at the Olympics he felt like it was really close, that she was really feeling like she'd gotten a lot of that form back that we saw at the start of the season, and it was on full display today.